Welcome to this week's Bible story reading. And again, we're coming to you from the Sparks Story Bible. And the book comes to us from Spark House Publishing. And this week's story is another story of Adam and Eve. And it comes from Genesis chapter 3, verses 1 through 24. So you can look it up in your Bible at home. And the story is about the first sin. One of the animals that God created was very tricky. He was a serpent. And the serpent was clever and sly and up to no good. Did God really say you can't eat from the fruit from the trees in the garden? The serpent hissed softly to Eve. No, said Eve. God said we can eat fruit from any of the trees in the garden, except for the tree in the middle of the garden. God said not to eat from that one, not even to touch it. The serpent smiled a sneaky little smile. Ha! God doesn't want you to eat fruit from that tree, because if you do, you'll know everything. You'll be just like God. The serpent hissed in his sly way. Eve looked at the tree in the middle. The fruit sure looked good. So she ate some, and she gave some to Adam too. And as they ate the fruit, everything changed. Adam and Eve became very embarrassed and shy. They sewed some leaves together, making some pretend clothes to cover up their bodies. They stood nervously behind some bushes. Then they heard God walking around in the garden. God called out to them, "Yoo-hoo, where are you?" Adam and Eve hid. "Hey, where did you go?" called God. Adam peeked out from behind the vines. He said, "I heard you, and I was afraid." "Why were you afraid?" asked God. "Well, I'm naked for one thing," said Adam, who was quite embarrassed. "So I hid." "I see," God replied. "Who told you you were naked?" Adam said nothing. "Did you eat fruit from the tree I told you not to eat from?" asked God. "Eve gave it to me," Adam blurted out. "The serpent made me," exclaimed Eve. "He tricked me." God sighed. "I told you not to eat from that tree. Because you have done what I told you not to do, life will be difficult for you now. You will have to leave this beautiful garden and work very hard for all the things you need. Now you will know what it is to be unhappy, and someday you'll die. I made you from dust, and when you die, you will become dust again." God made some real clothes for Adam and Eve and sent them out into the big world. And God was with them everywhere they went. So this week, remember that God is always with you everywhere you go in this big world.